And we're live. Are we? All right. Hello, Neha.
Hi Shrey.
Hello, everyone. We are up and live back again for another webinar that we were planning to create. That we were scheduling from a very long time, but it was not happening. But finally, we are here talking about velocity,
Yeah.
which is a really new thing out there in the market. Not a new thing out there in the market, but a like a revolution kind of a thing in the Salesforce ecosystem, because all of the other clouds which are out there on Salesforce are typically something else. But what Velocity is just an extension of what exactly the Salesforce platform itself is.
That's right.
Let's not get into the details of Velocity as of now. I welcome you all onto this webinar, and we have Neha with us, who I'm going to be introducing. But before than that, this webinar is in association with Syntexa, from Salesforce Hulk in association with Syntexa, because there are people sitting over here from Syntexa, and yeah, that's what it is. Before starting the webinar, there is a forward-looking statement that we want to make over here, and that basically means that please do not make any buying decisions or purchasing decisions based on this webinar. Please do your own research. No, please do not take any facts or anything out of this webinar and try to say that, okay, you said this or you said that. And rest of the forward-looking statement is something that you can read over here, right, wherever you're seeing over there. So let's first introduce Syntexa. Syntexa is a recently Ridge, earlier silver consulting partner of Salesforce, having 250 plus Salesforce experts working with us, having a team of 300 plus people working as of now. We've got multi-cloud capabilities. What that means is that we specialize into the Salesforce ecosystem, and we specialize onto the Salesforce technology, and we have capabilities of delivering or implementing different clouds provided by Salesforce, whether it be marketing cloud, service cloud, sales cloud, commerce cloud, health cloud, velocity, and whatnot. So typically all of them. And we are an approved ISV partner and a linked partner as well. And recently, I think we got we are now an Intex partner as well. Is it true? All right. Yeah, it is true. So that's what it is. And here are some stats on the screen about the projects that we have done, the clients that we have, and the CSAT score that we have, which might or might not matter to you, but it is required. And by the way, we are working into 14 different industries with clients spread across 20 different countries. That's what the case is. All right. Now let me introduce you to Neha. Can we have Neha on the screen, please?
Hi
Here is Neha.
everyone.
Hello. Hi, Neha. So Neha is a Velocity technical lead working at Syntexa with us, and she's taking care of like all of the implementations, delivery related aspects, and delivery related aspects, implementation, and the practice building aspects on the Salesforce Industries, aka Velocity, at Syntexa. So Neha, welcome you on the board.
Thank you so much, Shrey.
Are you excited?
Very.
Nervous?
Definitely. A bit.
I think one should be.
Yeah. But I'm more excited.
All right. Do you want to introduce me as well?
Definitely. Do you need an
Le-
introduction?
let me do it
you
myself.
need an introduction?
I think I do always. All right. So I'm the CEO at Syntexa. I'm fortunately a CEO working at. I'm working at Syntexa as a Chief Executive Officer, and I am also a creator at Salesforce Hulk, which is probably what all you know as of now about me. And I'm also a director at S2 Labs, which is a pure Salesforce training company which provides training on to different Salesforce technologies as of now. And that's who I am, I think. And that's it. Shall we start?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's talk about today's agenda. Like in this complete webinar, we'll be discussing about Salesforce Industries. First, we'll understand what exactly Salesforce Industries or Velocity is, and then we'll understand what all different industries can use Velocity. Over here, it is written down as Salesforce Industries. That might be a tongue twister for you. What all industries are covered by Salesforce Industries, but that's definitely important. Then later we'll understand how Salesforce Industries can help organizations save millions. And then later how Salesforce Industries can be used on top of Salesforce. Later after that, do you want to take care of it?
Definitely. So after that, we'll discuss that what role can Salesforce Industries play in helping different sectors grow. Then we'll be discussing a little more technical or maybe non-technical aspect of EPC and CPQ in Salesforce Industries. After that, we are going to have a live demo about the Salesforce industry in one particular sector. After that, we are going to have a small discussion about the OmniStudio tool of Vlocity. And then, definitely how you choose the right implementation partner.
And then
we're going to end our session with a Q&A.
Q&A, where people will be able to ask anything and everything that they want to ask to us related to Vlocity or related to anything to this webinar.
Definitely, yes.
All right. Let's start with it. So first of all, what is Salesforce Industries? I think I have a simple explanation for that. Let me start and let me try to explain it to people. If they'll not be able to understand, we'll pass it on to you. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
So Salesforce Industries, let's forget about Salesforce Industries for a while. Let's see it as this. There was a company which got started earlier in 2014, Vlocity, and it's not Velocity, it's VLO, right?
That's
so it's
right.
Vlocity, which was founded in 2014, and the primary motive of the company was to provide pre-built solutions on top of the Salesforce platform for specific industries in order to help these help the companies working into those industries save time and money, and of course protect them from the risk that that is there to go to an implementation partner and get it implemented according to their industry, right? That's all what it is. So if you're working into an insurance industry and you want to use Salesforce, instead of just going to after buying your Salesforce instance, you just don't need to go to any implementation partner and explain your requirements to them and then get things developed according to that and then get it delivered. All what you need to do is use the Vlocity managed package, which is pre-built by Vlocity, specifically for the insurance industry, and you just install it on top of your Salesforce instance, and you can just by doing simple tweaks and simple customizations, you can get it up and running in almost no amount of time. Couple of weeks, and you can also extend its pre-built functionalities to another level by using the point and click tools provided by Vlocity, on top of which the existing solution is built on.
Definitely.
And using that, they'll be able to get their business up and live in a very short span of time without having much risk of selecting the right partner or not. And of course, it will reduce the amount of hours that it will be required to implement it as well. And this Vlocity was later in 2020 acquired by Salesforce itself because it was so amazing. And then it is now rebranded as Salesforce Industries. So whenever you hear the term Salesforce Industries, all what you need to understand is, so whenever you hear Salesforce Industries, all what you need to understand is that it's nothing but a pre-built solution on top of the Salesforce platform, which allows you to, download a pre-built managed package for your industry, which already provides the solutions or the applications or the features required in order to run a business into that particular industry that you can use and tweak and customize according to your needs and requirements, and also can create new features, applications, tools using the tools. The point and click tools provided by Vlocity.
Definitely.
I think that's all what it is. I covered more what I should have, but I think that this is exactly what the definition of Vlocity is, and this is what it means.
Yeah.
Was I able to make this understand?
I understood it.
All right. And these are the industries in which Vlocity or Salesforce Industries provide their solution in. Typically telecommunication, telecommunication, insurance, energy and utilities, media and entertainment, government sector, and health. So these are the industries for which Vlocity or Salesforce nowadays has already got a pre-built solution or pre-built managed package which they can use.
Definitely, yes.
All right. Then here are some benefits. It increases the sales services. It reduces the average handling time. Full-fledged industry solution. That means you do not have to just get something that you want. You do not have to just develop what you want at this moment, but you can get all of the solutions which are being used by other companies as well into the similar industry. Accelerate time to market, efficient business operations, reduce quote to order cycle time. So all of these things are very important for any business that is out there, especially into these sectors. And it is exactly, this is exactly what Vlocity provides as a benefit over using the vanilla Salesforce instance and then getting it implemented, getting it customized, right? All right. Now, features of Salesforce Industry and Velocity. I think you should take care of it.
Definitely. So as you've already mentioned that what Velocity is, how we can use it, how simple it is to use, what features does it provide. So let me just explain few of the features in detail, which might be interesting for a customer to know or for a business to know, right? One of them is OmniScript.
All right.
OmniScript is, okay, let me give you an example to make it more, understandable. So let's say you go to a store where you want to place an order. You want to just select some of the products, right? You want to see if any combo is applicable to that product, whether any discount is applicable to that product, whether there is any offer or anything that I need to select in order to make that order complete, right? All this is a guided path for you, right? There is nobody to instruct or nobody is there with you that, okay, you do this, you select this, you do this, you do this. OmniScript gives you this feature or functionality that you can build a guided path where a user can, place an order or maybe, opt for an insurance or do any business process by just giving some details, some necessary, few details and opting for products. And then, you're good to go. You're good to place an order. You're good to place insurance policy or anything. So basically, in short, OmniScript is something which gives you a guided path to complete any business process, taking care of customer experience.
Got it. So whenever we go onto any website and whenever we want to do anything over there, there is always a guided flow that we follow.
Right.
Like if you want to buy something out there
First
on an
you do
e-commerce,
this.
first you select the add to cart, checkout,
Select
add
the size.
Haan.
These small things also.
Yeah.
They're taking care by OmniScript.
Acha.
Yeah.
And you can
And you see, there's a coupon already, activated on your order. Maybe some discounts applicable on your order. Yeah?
Got it.
So they are all coming from Velocity using OmniScript.
Got it. So
That we might discuss in detail later, that how those discounts and all are coming. But OmniScript is something that you're seeing on UI as a guided path to complete a business process.
So is it a list of forms that you complete or that you build
Kind
in order
of,
to?
you can say it, yes. It's like first you fill this form. Okay, next you fill this form. Next you fill this form. It is a prerequisite of this form. Okay, this is not a prerequisite of form. It's kind of a guided flow.
So you create guided flows using OmniScript on top of Velocity platform in order to create any business process.
That's right. That's exactly what OmniScript is.
All right, got it.
Yeah. And one very interesting thing about OmniScript is it can be used anywhere. When I say anywhere, you can use it on a community portal. You can use it on a button click. You can use it on, your record details page or wherever. It will give you a LWC link that you can just use anywhere. Yeah.
Got it.
So it's not like you've built it and you can just use it on a website. No, it's not like that.
Oh, got it.
Maybe on a button click from a developer's
So whatever
point of
process
view,
you are building using OmniScript can be used on wherever you want to use it.
Exactly.
On your website, on your mobile application, on your
Definitely.
on any platform.
Any platform.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Second interesting feature of Velocity is Data Raptor. Now imagine you're an insurance company, right? Now if you are a owner of an insurance company, you will have a huge volume of data to manage. That's right, your customer data, your policies data, maybe your provider's data, broker's data, and n number of other datas, right? Now imagine you do not have to write any query in order to manage or fetch or save that data back into your database. Data Raptor will provide you that functionality with point and click.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy it is. That's how efficient it is. Yeah.
All right.
So let's say you want to fetch some data from your database and show it on your website.
And this database is Salesforce database.
Yes.
All right.
Because it is built on top of Salesforce. Yeah.
So it's using the Salesforce data model
data
itself.
model,
All right.
Definitely.
And this Velocity pre-built solution provides its own data model as well on top of the Salesforce platform, which eases out the process of building a data model, building a customized data model according to the
They've already done the
needs and requirements.
research and surveys that, okay, for an insurance company,
These are all the informations that are required to be saved.
And this is the relationship that should be there among the data
The
model.
perfect data model.
Exactly.
Including the fields, the relationships, the
objects
and the
some automations behind those objects.
validations and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
So everything is already in place when you install that Velocity package.
Got it.
Yeah. So I was talking about Data Raptor, right? So it saves your queries, your code, which you're all afraid of. Yeah. So just point and click, and you are good to fetch the data from the Salesforce, or you are good to load the data back into Salesforce. Yeah. There's one interesting thing about Data Raptor. You can transform your data. Yeah.
What does that mean? So first of all, Data Raptor is something with the help of which you can create the data, edit the data, as well as fetch the data back from the database. That's something that you can do.
That's correct.
Apart from that, you're saying that you can transform the data as well. What does that mean?
So when I say transform, let's say you want to connect your Salesforce system with a third-party application.
All right.
You want to send the data into a JSON format.
All right.
Or XML format. You use Data Raptor transform, and you
don't need to write down an Apex class for that.
No.
So you can use Data Raptor to transform the data.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically there are 4 types of data raptors. One of them is transform, and you can use that to transform your data maybe into XML or into JSON.
Got it.
And that can be used, anywhere. If you want to send it to a third-party application, you want to manipulate it, you want to do any custom processes around it or anything. It could be anything. Yeah.
Got it. So this is another one, and
there are a couple of other features of Vlocity like flex cards, integration procedures, groups, displays, actions, OmniStudio Lightning Web Components, and many more. And this all comes when you install that Vlocity package into your Salesforce ecosystem. Into your Salesforce instance.
Got it. So it's just not the pre-built data model that you're getting. It's also the tools that you're getting
in order to build those customizations or processes that are needed using drag and drop functionality.
Got it. Oh, all right. So what you're trying to say is you're getting so let's say if I'm running an insurance company, I'm using the Vlocity or let's say Salesforce Industries insurance managed package. If I'm installing it into my org, the data model and everything gets preset. The functionalities that are present over there are already set. But I also get tools like OmniScript and Data Raptor in order, FlexCard and all of the other tools that you have mentioned in here, in order to create more functionalities on top of the Salesforce platform by just using point-and-click tools provided by Vlocity.
That's right.
All right. It's a suite then.
Yeah, it's a complete suite.
Got it. All right.
So now, what all industries? As you've already mentioned, that there are a couple of industries which Salesforce Industries cover. Right? So I'll just quickly mention that what all industries it has covered. First is telecommunication or communication, we can say. Media and entertainment, energy and utilities, insurance and financial services, definitely. Government and health. These are some major industries which are taken care by Vlocity.
Got it. So, and I think the similarity in all of the industries which you have mentioned in here is towards the compliance part of things, right? All of these sectors that you mentioned, or all of these industries that you mentioned, are typically a highly organized and a highly compliant ones, which cannot actually take a risk of doing things in an unorganized way or in an unethical way as well, according to the compliances. Right. So they definitely need to take care of all of these things, and not everyone is capable of taking care of compliance when it comes to technology, because we are into the business of technology, and I think we all know that managing compliance is the most difficult part for any company when it comes to leveraging things to any implementation partner or any technology partner. Do you agree with that?
Yes, and Vlocity is helping you with that.
Of course. So because they're serving to these many people, and they're serving to the giants, and all of the if they have so many clients into the similar industry, they know the pain points of that particular industry, and they've already been taken care of by them. So we do not have to worry about all of those things, I guess.
Yeah, right.
And that's why you're paying for it. All right. Let's have a customer overview over here. So recently we delivered a project. I don't think it was recently, but yeah, whatever. There was an insurance company, I guess, for which we delivered a solution on top of Salesforce Industries or Vlocity. The name of the company was Allied Insurance, based out of UK. And of course, we had an NDA. So the Allied Insurance is something very anonymous.
Yeah.
It's a pseudo name, but let's call it Allied Insurance for a while in order to make people understand what that means, right? So for Allied Insurance, we provided a solution on Vlocity. It's an insurance company which provides different types of insurances to different type of people, and what they wanted was a platform where all of their customers can actually register themselves for the insurance, and they can also what?
Yeah, it's a complete.
They wanted a complete
policy management,
policy management
life
application.
cycle, yeah.
So they wanted to manage their complete policy life cycle on top of that platform, which we developed using Vlocity and made it up and live in a short span of time. Is that what we did?
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So we'll be taking examples of Vlocity allied insurance when discussing Vlocity, because this is the recent thing that we have done in Vlocity. All right. How Salesforce Industries Vlocity can help you save millions. All right. I think I'm not so good with numbers.
Is that?
Neha definitely is. So I'll pass it on to Neha to take care of it.
All right. Yeah. Let me give it a try.
Go ahead.
All right. So when Allied Insurance came to us for the implementation, so we had two approaches. Yeah. One was that we will use the Vlocity managed package for insurance industry, and we will, configure a few things according to their branding and according to their business needs and the requirements. And we'll do the legacy data transfer, data migration. Definitely that is what's required. And couple of other things, and we'll make it up and running in a short span. Other approach was that we'll sit together, we'll have couple of requirement gathering sessions, we'll understand your requirement, then we'll create it all custom. And then we'll test it at our end, you will test it at your end. If we both agree we are good to go, then we'll deploy it and it will be like live. That will take a longer duration compared to what we took in the first approach. Yeah. Also, the risk of getting things broken are more in the second approach than in the first approach. Yeah. Reason is very simple, because they've already tested it and it's a managed package. So it's bug free, like I would say. Yeah. So, see, now they have opted for the first approach. So, what advantage did they get? They were up and running in couple of weeks only, which helped them take more leads.
Of course.
Yeah, because they were already
they had
in the market. They had a lead.
They had a lead into the market. All right.
To their other competitors.
To their competitors.
Yeah. So they could capture more leads than their competitors. Because the other person was busy getting it implemented, customized and testing and all those cycle. So first thing is they could save time, they could save money, because customization will definitely take more efforts and will take more money. So that's how it helped them save millions in two aspects. First, they could capture more leads.
So they didn't have the opportunity cost, opportunity lost.
Yeah. And second is the implementation cost was also very less.
Very less. All right.
Yeah. So that's how it saved.
So how much did you charge them?
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
So, but it was definitely low. All right. But it was low compared to what you'll charge for the same thing if you'll develop it completely custom.
Yeah. And for the reference, there's a table that just show you very basic difference of how much efforts it takes for the Vlocity implementation and for the custom implementation. So with this reference, you can identify that how much time span difference was there for their up and live.
So it's almost 1/3 or 1/4 of the time.
Now just imagine, it's just an example. Imagine the actual implementation.
It is. And we bill on number of hours, of course.
So now you can imagine how much I charged.
I can completely understand, even though I'm not good with numbers, but I can.
All right.
All right. So now let's talk about how Vlocity can be used on top of Salesforce. Please make us understand.
Oh, all right. So I'll again take the example of Allied Insurance only. Yeah. Because for them, we used Vlocity on top of Salesforce. So as you've already mentioned that, Vlocity is what? It's a managed package which is installed on top of Salesforce. Yeah. Which gives you its own data model, its own suite, the complete suite.
Which include tools as well.
Tools as well to customize, to build your own flows, your processes and everything. Right? So when we built this application or this, business requirement for Allied Insurance, we made sure that we are building the right policy management lifecycle for them. Yeah. We made sure that we migrated their legacy data into the Salesforce CRM, including Vlocity data model. Yeah, it's not only we took care that all their data should go into the Salesforce core platform objects. Yeah, it was including both Vlocity data model and Salesforce data model. Yeah, we took care that once it is up and live, if their customer has any inquiry, any concern, any suggestion, anything, they were able to chat with their live service agents. That we took care using omni-channel feature of Salesforce and Vlocity.
Of course.
Yeah, where we could just use any chatbot on any platform. Their website, social media platforms, or anywhere they want. Yeah, on mobile. So that's how we use Salesforce and Vlocity together. It's like they are two pieces of a puzzle. You combine them and you get a complete solution out of it.
Got it.
Yeah. And there's a small table that we have built just to show you
block diagram, I would say.
Yeah. Block diagram. Thank you. Yeah. So see, if you'll see the lower layer, the first layer, it shows you the core
Salesforce platform.
Yeah, core clouds of Salesforce, like Sales Cloud Service or whatever you opted for. On top of that, once you install that package, it will give you the core Vlocity capabilities. When I say that, it is not industry specific. It will be for every industry. For every industry package, the data model will be there, the OmniStudio will be there, Flex cards will be there, data raptors will be there, process libraries will be there, and everything will be there. On top of that, you'll get certain specific industry specific features. So like we're talking about insurance, right? So here we'll get enterprise product catalog, which we call EPC and CPQ. Yeah, which we'll maybe discuss later in this webinar.
We'll definitely discuss that in detail.
And once it is all up and live, on top of that, we have omni-channel customer platform or interface.
Which is web, mobile, social content, data,
anywhere.
retail,
These are just few examples. It could be anywhere.
All right. You can use the things built on top of Vlocity anywhere. That's what you're saying.
Like basically wherever you want to use, on your desktop or mobile. Mainly.
What I could understand out of what you explained to me right now is, so Salesforce is a platform, let's say, and on top of that platform, Salesforce itself has provided a lot of features, functionalities, processes, and UIs to use a CRM and to run a business. That's exactly what it is. And on top, so you can use these tools to customize the pre-built solutions that are provided on top of the platforms inside, which we call as a Salesforce CRM. Or you can say that that on top of the platform, there are different applications which we have on Salesforce, which can be customized using the tools provided by the platform to customize it.
That's right.
And you can also create new applications on top of the Salesforce platform.
Using the same tools.
Using the same tools, you can also build a new application on top of the Salesforce platform. This is the exact same thing that we can do with Vlocity.
Exactly.
So Vlocity is a platform which, let's say Vlocity is not a platform managed package, but with this managed package, we are getting some tools using which we can customize the pre-built functionalities which are provided by Vlocity managed package. And we can also create new functionalities using the tools provided in the managed package.
That is right. And the good part is they can be used together.
Achha, if you want to use...
It's not like that Salesforce is different, Vlocity is different. No. They are clubbed together. So that
wherever you want
both of the functionalities can be used together. It's like you want to use one of the functionality of Salesforce and one of the functionality of, or tool I would say of Vlocity. You can club them together and create another level of customization. So
anywhere, let's say in the OmniScript, in the guided path that you have mentioned in here, if you want to use Apex class or something like that, you can use it.
And it's vice versa.
You can use the tool of Vlocity, like a data raptor or something like that, in the Salesforce LWC components as well.
Right. Definitely you can. Like for example, you are fetching some data from data raptor. You want to show it in a data table of LWC component. Just pass on to that data to LWC component.
And it'll work like that.
Yeah, it's that easy.
So, and you do not have to write down any code for that. That's the good part of it.
That's the good part.
Achha, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. That's amazing. That's really good. All right. What role can Salesforce Industry Vlocity play in helping various sectors grow? Insurance, it's, we have discussed enough ways in which it is going to help insurance industry. Telecommunication, it'll help diversify the revenue streams, increased ARPU and decreased churn, the BSS agility and the faster time to market. The faster time to market is like for every industry. It's agnostic to industry, a benefit that you'll be getting.
I think is a very important factor.
It's a very important factor for the businesses, at least in today's time, because whatever technology you build, it gets obsolete in 3 years of time or max 4 years of time. So you cannot wait for 6 months to get the first prototype of it for user acceptance testing, right? You need the thing up and running in 2 months. In order to catch up with your competitors.
Exactly what I was about to say. You've got competitors as well.
They are doing it. So if you're selling insurance and typically what happens into these industries is the product itself does not have that much of a difference other than the pricing points, right? So what will you sell people on? The experience that you can provide.
That's exactly.
And in today's time, the experience comes with these digital transformation things that we can do or that we actually do using technology. So
and customer will be attracted to the one where he'll be satisfied with the experience.
That
Yeah.
they'll be willing to pay double the amount to get a better experience. I have
agree.
seen, we have seen it
Yeah,
personally
I agree
with our
completely.
organization
Yeah.
as well as at least into the insurance sector. We got the group medical health insurance for all of the people in here. This, by the way, this is really a true story. This was not planned for this webinar, by the way. I'm just telling it to you right now. There is an insurance company in India, with very popular one. I think I should not take up the name in here, but very, very popular one, with which we had our medical insurances of all of the people working at Syntexa, with which we were facing problems and very simple problems like we wanted to add new employees, we wanted to remove some of the employees, we wanted to check how much like what's the status of a particular claim that was supposed to be settled down and stuff like that. But that big enough company, like it's not just a company, it's a group which is almost into every sector and segment of India. It's that big. It's into automobile. It's into almost everything that happens in India. Not almost everything, but relatively most of the things. But they didn't had this kind of an experience. And there was another startup in India providing the same kind of insurance, but they were up and ready with a demo of the portal or the community that they were providing to the HRs in order to manage anything and everything related to the employee insurance or medical insurance or whatever they are getting on just few clicks.
I would definitely go and
We did it.
Yeah,
We
for the
paid 1.5 times of the amount that we were paying for
to
the big giant
Yeah.
just to use that.
Yeah,
Just
because
to have
customer
that.
experience matters a lot.
Nobody today wants to call different people, go to different offices, knock the doors and do that stuff. They
it
want
on-
experience.
Yeah, they want it digital first of all,
And fast.
fast and just couple of clicks.
Couple of clicks. That's all what it is.
They don't want to take that hustle bustle and
Ah,
they don't want to.
those web forms created through using HTML and stuff like that, for which is not even working on mobile phone and stuff like that. Nobody wants to use all of those
Nowadays,
forms.
definitely no.
Nobody. Forget
Definitely
about
no.
it. So I think it provides a better experience overall, and it is worth it.
Yeah, and Velocity has taken care that they consider this particular couple of points in every industry solution. Yeah,
The typical pain points of every industry.
exactly.
That's what it is. All right. Now it's time for EPC and CPQ in Salesforce Industries. I'll take a pause in here and let Neha speak.
All right. So as we mentioned that EPC and CPQ are two things which Velocity provides as a package for few industries, right? I would say not for all the industries, but yeah, for insurance, yes. So EPC is Enterprise Product Catalog. Yeah. When I say Enterprise Product Catalog, let's say again, you are Allied Insurance or you own any insurance company, you will have couple of products that you need to configure, right? Maybe your type of policies, their attributes, again some combos, some discounts, some offers, any kind of product that you want to configure. Imagine you have a UI where you can just sit and configure or list down all the products that you have for your business.
Got it. So
Let's say you get
let's take an example of Allied Insurance itself. They are providing so many insurances like the medical insurances, accidental insurances, family insurances, different travel insurances, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a huge sector where you've got different products, different variants, different carriers that you add onto it, different riders that you add onto along with the insurance that you're buying, different quotations needs to be provided for everything. So you use this enterprise product catalog to manage the complete product catalog and sync it with different systems that are up where you're listing all of your products. Is that what it does?
Correct. And the second point that you mentioned, that wherever like different systems that we are taking care of, for that we use IDX Workbench Build tool.
All right.
That I've mentioned in that slide.
Other
as well.
feature as well.
Yeah. So basically, what it is, let's say you're working in your sandbox environment. So like if you're using Salesforce environment, there's a sandbox, right? That's nothing but a replica of your production because you want to do all your customizations and testing and everything in a sandbox. You don't want to touch the live environment. Yeah, you can't take that risk. So
Of course not.
you should not.
You should not. No one should.
So basically, using IDX Workbench, what you can do is, let's say you have done all the product catalog, hierarchies, bundles, and everything in your sandbox. Now it's time for you to roll that out in the production. Will you take that pain of doing that again and again in the production environment or any other sandbox, let's say for UAT, for your
Don't
client
touch
testing?
it.
No, right?
Don't
you
touch
just
it.
export them. Connect those two source and destination orgs and you export it there.
Using data raptors.
No, using IDX. No,
Achha,
come
you
on.
using IDX Workbench tool. All right. So
Data Raptor is something which you do for database
load.
fetching and load.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
into
All
the
right.
same system.
So this IDX Workbench build tool allows you to manage.
Basically, to import export data to different sources, different, I would say, orgs, different
different platforms, different
would
systems,
say.
different
Yeah.
applications. Got it. All right.
So-
And how do you do that? Is something which you have you manage all of this enterprise product catalog using this kind of console.
This UI, that's right. Velocity gives you, by the way, this.
Acha.
Yeah.
We do not have to build
I
it.
have not built this. Velocity gave me this.
Got it.
So it has got like capability to enter the product, promotion, discount, offer, attribute, pick list, price list. Okay. By the way, yeah, like for example, you have customers, maybe some wholesalers, some retailers, some B2C, B2B, or different kind of customers. You gotta code them different, right? That you can do using price list. So for the same product, you build couple of price lists. That for wholesalers, this is my price for this product. For retailers, this is my price for this product. For direct customers, this is my price to this product. And for the same product, using different price list, you can give different quotations. That also can configure here.
Got it. So I think what you're saying is something done by CPQ.
Yeah, so Velocity has exactly
As a combination of EPC and
and
CPQ.
CPQ both. So Velocity took care that CPQ will be something which will be required by the insurance sector or telecommunication sector or wherever it is giving this as a...
Wherever there is a lot of products that you have to configure according
So
to the
it
needs and
already took
requirements.
care to, capture that CPQ and clubbed it together along with the Velocity product
And you do
or
not-
Velocity managed package.
So in the Velocity managed package, you
You
get
this
CPQ
EP and EPC.
together.
Yeah, all those objects that are taken care by contract, quote line items, and whatever that quote to order
And
cycle.
whatever the data model of the CPQ is,
Yeah,
steel
so-
brick CPQ converted into Salesforce CPQ.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
that Velocity takes care of.
Got it. So anything related to product configuration, that means if you want to select, so like let's say for different companies providing different kind of insurances to different people. Like let's say we are providing our people with insurance that will cover up eye related surgeries as well, dental implants as well. I mean any accidental like pay as well and stuff like that. But other company will not. So it's a different insurance or different customized insurance that you are providing to different clients. It's not a vanilla product that you are selling to everybody.
No.
In that
you need
case,
to configure according to your business
in
requirement.
that case, the agent or the one who is selling that insurance needs to configure the insurance.
Those plans, right?
Those
You can
plans.
set plans or insurance.
That insurance and like after configuring those insurances, it will pick the prices from the price book set for that particular zone, sector, segment,
or customer
or customer,
it could
whatever.
be any filter.
Any filter.
Yeah.
And based on that, decrease time to market is everywhere. Improve responsiveness to changing market conditions. Again, this managed package keeps on upgrading as well according to the new alterations and new updates which are
Features.
required.
Yeah.
Time in time out, which rolls out, which you can be
And
a
you
part
don't
of,
have to
and you
pay.
don't have to pay for that, of course. If
That's
you get a custom solution built from different vendors, in that case you'll have to pay for the
Any
new updates.
customization you want, any update
You'll
you
have
want.
to pay.
Again, first you will have to make them understand what exactly do you want.
And
Then
get
the
it up and
pain,
running.
Yeah.
And of course all of the time not all of the implementation partners are free. They might not have resources, which is a typical problem going into the Salesforce ecosystem as of now. So they might not take up your project at that same time itself, and or you might have to change your implementation partner as well, who requires the understanding of the existing system that has already been built,
And the new requirement that you want.
and the new requirement, and to integrate both of them.
Yes.
Forget about it. Improve product lifecycle agility, deliver a cohesive, consistent catalog, view, CPQ, order management, and contract lifecycle management.
Yeah.
All right. Does Salesforce Velocity provide CPQ solution? I think we have already
Yes,
covered it
yeah.
up. I should have waited for it, but I was so curious to understand. I couldn't. So the functionalities of the CPQ provided by CPQ which comes along with Velocity is automation rules for configuring products, quote approvals and complex pricing, industry focused approach, templates for designing documents and quotes, guided selling and contract lifecycle management. Exactly as we discussed earlier.
That's right.
All right, now it's time for the demo of Salesforce Industries and Velocity, which Neha is going to present to us, in which she's going to make us understand how it actually works. Up till now, it was all a chat that was going on. Now it's time for the show. Let's begin.
All right. So again, we'll take an example of allied insurance, right? So for allied insurance, we built a couple of modules that are very basic and required for any insurance company. Yeah. So obviously, very first is insurance registration. Yeah. Any of our customer will come to you. They want to opt for an insurance. Yeah. So it will ask for a couple of details. Let's say I'm a new customer for allied insurance. I'll fill in a couple of details to this form.
And what's with the steps at the right side?
That's very cool. As I told you, guided flow. I've used this term a lot.
Guided path, OmniScript.
Yeah, it's exactly OmniScript.
All
The
right.
thing that I'm doing at the moment on the screen is
It's
done
running
using
an OmniScript. All
That's
right.
right. I have built this entire UI using an OmniScript. All these things that I've made mandatory, right? You see this first name, last name is mandatory, but address is not. I have done it using OmniScript. Yeah.
Got it.
So first it asked me for first form. Then on the next step, it will ask me that who I want to opt for this insurance for.
Who
Yeah.
do you want to include in your insurance?
Maybe just for me.
Uh-huh.
So it will ask for my age. Yeah, me and my spouse. See, now do you see this conditional changes in the view? When I chose me and my spouse.
And that too dynamic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what a customer want.
Exactly.
So when I say me and my spouse, it will ask for my spouse detail, my child's detail, my 2 children detail, my parents, and basically based on the selection that I'm making in among these radio
And you have
buttons.
not written down any code for this.
Luckily, no. So
Alright.
let's say I just want to choose an insurance for myself.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Again, I'll choose what kind of insurance I'm looking for. Let's say critical illness insurance. And if I have any existing illness, COVID, surgical procedure or anything, how much sum insured I'm looking for or I want, right? Installment tenure, maybe monthly. Duration for 1 year. It will calculate your EMI amount and total plan amount and everything. And you are good to just opt for an insurance
So
registration.
you got a
By
new
the time it is loading, what it is doing, it is using data raptor to load your insurance data into your Salesforce system, Salesforce database CRM.
So it's saving all of the information that you've just saved in here into the Salesforce database using data raptors, and will fetch some data over here and will show it over here.
That is
All
right.
right, which we can use later on.
That's right. Yeah.
Alright,
So
so-
it created your policy number, and by the way, in the back end, it is giving you a notification as well, email notification. So onto your registered email address that you have provided there, you will get an email notification that thank you for registering.
And of course, you wouldn't have written any code for that as well.
Just obviously, I had to build that email template.
Huh.
That is according to the business requirement, but no code.
Got it.
Just by using that email action in the OmniScript, and I'm good to send an email.
Got it.
Yeah.
So this OmniScript, is it similar to Salesforce flows? Because this
Actually,
is
I'll
exactly
tell
what
you,
it does.
Yeah, but Salesforce flows will not give you this much functionality or this much, like for example, freedom, I would say, and capability. Like for example, based on a radio button selection, I showed you different fields. Based on another radio button, I showed you different fields. For that, flow will not be that flexible.
Flexible.
Yeah, but OmniScript is. I mean, yeah, you can say functionality-wise, you can compare it with flows, but
it's not that.
it is not. I would say no. It's not just justice to the OmniScript.
Because, got it. Because it's just let's forget about flows. Let's continue with this submit a claim.
So now let's say I am a customer at Allied Insurance and I just booked an insurance for myself. Now because of some reason I want to submit a claim now. Let's say Yeah, so there is another module for that. Here you just need to enter some of your basic details. So I'll just use that policy number. Yeah. And you need to enter your registered email address. Again, while this is loading, it is doing what? Okay. I entered some. Do you remember the policy number that was generated?
1672 probably.
No, it was 1144.
1144. Can you go back? I think.
No, I completely forgot.
1172. Go for it.
It was double number.
1172. 1172. Go for it.
I highly doubt. Nah, it was definitely same numbers. It's okay. Let me try it again. Yeah.
1155.
Some 7.
1177 probably.
Let me try it for another. Wait.
You can go for 1177 and we'll see.
I'll write POL 1177. That's the email address that I used, right? I'm sorry, I'm bad at remembering things. No, I think I'm not writing the correct details. All right, so basically submit a claim is something that you just enter these couple of details. And again, there's a data raptor working behind, which will fetch data based on the entered detail. And it will tell you that, okay, you have this much amount
Can we do it now?
Definitely.
Let's register another with a dummy data and let's see how you can actually apply for a claim and get it. Forget about Mr. and Miss. Let's just enter any name.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
James@brown.com. Let's change this email address, james1@brown.com, so that even if
All right.
you have just made any changes, or me, just enter any age, submit it, and this time I'll make sure that
I'll also remember
the policy number.
Yeah, I'll also make sure that I remember this.
None of these. Let's go with none of these.
All right, no problem. Yep.
You have used something else, something.
What is happening?
So this is exactly what happens with in demos.
That's okay. So
Do you have the policy number? PON-1177. Did you use
that's what
that?
I used, no?
But what was the email address?
That's what I used.
Probably Charlie C small.
It was capital, I think.
Try C small.
Okay, what is happening?
.com. You're nervous. That bit nervousness came in here.
Thank you so much.
So here it is.
All right,
So
so
this is
based
the data that you got fetched out of the system using Data Raptor.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. So yeah, again for this, there's a data raptor which is going running behind this OmniScript, which is fetching this data for me. And again, I have to fill in couple of more information that.
But you do not have to fill the information which is already there into the system.
Yes, definitely. That's the advantage. Yeah. So to submit a claim, I need to provide some more details to the system, right? And I just can submit a claim. And again, in this case, you will get an email notification that your claim has been submitted, and there'll be someone from our team who will be contacting you and will be, taking forward your case or your claim.
Got it.
See, your claim has been submitted and your tracking ID is this.
Got it.
Yeah.
And if I want to renew my policy, there's
Definitely
something
there is
like that as well.
Again, POL 1177.
1177 Charlie@brown.com.
Thank you.
She doesn't want me to speak at all.
It's not like that. Okay, I'll keep quiet now.
No, you do not have to. Why are we here then?
Again, I just entered few of the details and it fetched me the plan coverage, the amount to be paid, installment in your amount per installment and everything. And by just clicking on pay now, I'll give my card details and it's that easy to renew your policy.
So you're managing the complete life cycle of this policy with just these 3 links.
Again, if you see in the right side, no? It's a guided path that OmniScript will show you that these are the steps that will be involved in order to complete your process.
Got it. So you're already aware how much time it will take.
Yeah. How many details you want to fill?
Yeah.
One
So you can be ready with all of these
I
things.
will show you. Okay, like for example, you are allied insurance and you want that some of the providers should collaborate with you, should come to your company and should provide insurance. Yeah. So there's another module for provider registration. Again, for a provider, he or she or the organization needs to fill in this detail and can be a part of Allied Insurance as a provider, as an insurance provider.
Got it.
So these are some basic.
The provider management is also happening using the same thing.
Yes.
Anything and everything that you want to do and store the data of and manage the flow of can be managed using all of these things.
That's right.
And all of this information is getting stored into the Salesforce database, which can be reviewed by all of your employees who have the license of that.
Yes.
Got it.
That is right. So yeah, that's all about the demo.
All right. It was an interesting one. Thank you so much for providing us the demo. Let's talk about the OmniStudio now. Point and click, power of Salesforce Industries.
I highly doubt that we really need to discuss about OmniStudio now.
We have already done that.
I mean, everything actually, everything that you have discussed up till now, or the features, everything, the capabilities.
These were the individual capabilities that we discussed, but now we combine all of these things into one, and this is exactly what OmniStudio is.
It's called. I mean, the combination that you have said, of all these individual capabilities is, for example, you said that Salesforce provides you different app, right? Sales app.
But Salesforce
app. Is Similarly, Vlocity provides you this app, OmniStudio.
All right.
So under that app, you get all these features like
OmniScript, data raptors,
integration procedures, flex cards, calculation processes.
So all the features that we discussed.
So basically, it is an app. It is an app, OmniStudio.
Got it.
Under that, you get all these features, which are very can be used along with each other and are very relatable. So that's what OmniStudio is. Again, with this block diagram, so it has got cards, flex cards for the good UIs. It has got OmniScript for the guided and the entire process flow, right? Along with OmniScript, there are a couple of things that are used from a developer point of view, like integration procedures. Let's say you want to make some API integration from a third-party application. So you use integration procedure to connect with your external system. By the way, you can do external system connection without code.
You do not have to write down any API for that.
No. You can configure it in named credentials and everywhere, and you just call it using your integration procedure.
And it is called as an integration procedure.
Integration procedure is another tool. Under that, there are different actions like email action, HTTP action, remote action, response action.
Which you can configure in a form or point and click.
Point and click and in a sequence.
Got it.
For example, first I want to load some data. I use a data wrapper.
Sequentially.
In a sequence, right? Sequentially. Then I want to process that data and maybe call my Apex. So I use HTTP action. Remote action. Then I want to make some API call out. I use HTTP action. I want to send the email. I used email action. So basically, integration procedure is another tool. Under that, there are different actions. So you just drag this action, drop it here, do some configurations on top of it. For example, if you're using email action, definitely you will have to choose email template.
Of course.
To whom you are sending the email. Maybe the who ID, lead ID, contact ID, or whatever. So integration procedure is that.
It takes care of all of these things.
Yes. So that's what integration procedure can be called from an OmniScript.
All right.
So you build one functionality, very complex, and that is just one part of your OmniScript.
Got
so
it.
You call one integration.
So in the complete guided path, it's just one step.
Yes, that's right. And again, industry data model. That's a part of your OmniStudio.
Got it.
It's a complete suite.
And I don't think we need to discuss the benefits of OmniStudio as of now. We have already discussed.
I want to do one of it.
Which one?
There's one code-based versioning. Second last one. So let's say you're a developer, right? And you have built one OmniScript. Just now I got that issue right. So let's say you've built one OmniScript and it is all up and running. It is all active, everything. And now your company wants some another additional features on that particular process.
Let's say they want to add another step into that same process.
Yeah, step or requirement or feature, anything. Onto that same OmniScript, same guided flow. So you do not have to bother about that. You will have to stop that running version. You can create a version on top of your running version. Do the customization, do the changes, test it over there, dry run in everything. Once you believe and your QA approves that it is all fine to go live, you just activate the second version.
So is it similar to the way how it happened? How it used to happen with Process Builder, that you create another version of it and then activate it and deprecate the earlier one?
But I think with the Process Builder there is one problem. You can't test it without making it active. With the OmniScript, it is not the case. You can test it without even making it active. In the deactivated state, you can test it. By giving the test data, you can preview it. So
Got it.
you can actually
So it's an individual sandbox that is happening, not replica. The replica that is getting created in which you can just do whatever changes you want to do and test it as
well. You can preview the entire UI without activating it. And let's say you activated the version 2. Due to some reason, it broke. You can quickly activate the version 1.
And deprecate the newer one.
Yes. So at least now you're safe. You're safe. Because you knew that version 1 was running perfectly fine. So at least in a couple of clicks, you just activate the version 1.
Got it.
Yeah. And you can again see that what went wrong.
This is probably the one of the coolest features which was required to be discussed. Yes. Thank you. All right. Now let's talk about how to choose the right implementation partner. How do you think we should choose the right implementation partner?
I think before choosing that partner should have relevant industry experience.
Of course, that's very much required.
Otherwise, you will end up wasting a lot of time and a lot of efforts making them understand. Yeah, explaining and them understanding
your
what
business.
You want. Exactly.
They'll not even understand the terms that you'll be using.
Exactly. You will never be on the same page.
Yeah, and this will reflect onto the solution and the product that you are getting developed.
Yeah, and your relations as well.
Of course, undoubtedly. All right, and another thing that I guess people need to consider while selecting the right implementation partner is the data migration capabilities of the implementation partner, because you must be using some or the other legacy system or something where you're storing all of your information and all of your data. If they do not have the right data migration capabilities, they'll not be able to migrate all of your data from one system to another system. And if they'll not be able to do that in the proper way or in the required way, it's going to cost you a lot as well as them a lot probably.
You're gonna lose your live data. Come on.
You're
losing your customers' data, which a business cannot afford.
It is unaffordable so it's very much required while selecting the right implementation partner. Then the right implementation strategy or the approach towards it, whether they are following the right strategies to understand your business, to understand the requirements, to show you how they're going to do it and get it up and running and delivered by making sure that it's properly tested and stuff like that. And then there is a continuous support that will be required, of course. Are we done?
I think so, yeah.
It was fun. I'm a little warmed up now. So I think it's time for Q&As. Let's go live with that. All right. There are a lot of messages that you have already got. All right. Hi, sir. Hi, Yeshre. Hi. Voice very low. Is it still that? Is it still the case?
Maybe in the beginning, I think.
Is it fine? All right. In the beginning, it might have been. Please increase the microphone. All right. Voice is too low. It was a problem earlier, right? All right. Now did you increase that?
Yeah, they said we're working on it. I can read it. Yeah.
So excited for the webinar already. Thank you. Salesforce testing guy. Please increase the volume. All right. Sudeep Kumar, where is the presentation link? Presentation link. Have you guys? Okay, it's posted now. Yeah. OmniScript is a way for application builder to design. These are some questions that you guys posted. All right, these are the polls that you posted. Great content, loved it. Bhavishya, Naveen, thanks man. Such a great content. Thanks Yash. Thanks a lot guys. Thanks. Drop your questions in the queries. How to do configuration velocity? Again, I explained you, Surya, what is the spelling of velocity. Velocity. Anyways, how to do configuration velocity in Salesforce? You have to install first the velocity managed package, and then only you'll be able to configure it. I think that's exactly what it is. Right. Do we have any free managed package to test and try things on velocity?
Yes, definitely. We can give that link through Trailblazer. You can ask for a trial org.
All right. So to whom do you ask?
To Salesforce.
All right.
For velocity.
Can an individual who is just learning Salesforce can ask for that, and they'll be able to provide it to them? I doubt that.
I think
only the partners can do that.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Where we can start.
That is also applicable for a couple of months only. Yeah, after a couple of months
you do not have access to it. You have to pay for it.
It's not accessible. It's better not just ask for I mean, export
I mean,
your
when you're a
configuration.
partner, you can do anything and everything. But for the people who are not the
I
partners,
highly doubt that it is accessible for the.
it's not
I
probably.
think,
How to do configuration? Vishal Sharma, any platform for learning velocity? I think right now it's a big problem that is out there. Right now, the only platform for velocity to learn velocity is the documentation provided by Velocity.
Velocity University is also
Velocity
there.
University, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I mean,
oh my-
Trailhead. Yeah. Trailhead is the another.
Trailhead is another solution.
Because Velocity University is now all moved to Trailhead.
Huh.
So you can learn it from there.
Trailhead
And they've got
itself.
different modules for different industries, different like features that we've explained for OmniScript, Zeta Raptors. They've got different modules for that. So you can learn it from there.
Next, can we please scroll down? 1177 Surya is helping you.
Thank you so much.
Naveen got an idea, or I can say got a complete idea about velocity. Thanks, means a lot, Naveen. Can we install it in App Exchange with free of cost? I don't think it is free
I
of cost.
highly doubt no. Definitely you can do it from App Exchange, but not free of cost.
Really a great content for people who are have to know about Salesforce. Thanks, man. Naveen, what do you? We do want more and more webinars like this. We'll try to
definitely
be
try,
regular
yeah.
with this. Can you tell when is the next webinar? Probably in the next month, but probably not in the last of the month. I was screaming for keeping this date. Even though I did it myself. Do we need any license for this? Of course, you do need a
Yes.
Parajita. No, it's fine now. Yeah, all right. Are we
Is
done?
Is velocity good for career starting? Definitely it is. Like there's a lot to learn in this vertical at the moment.
And it's new, by the way.
you can explore. I mean, I'll tell you with my personal experience, if you're stuck somewhere, there's a way less content available. So it's so much fun to debug it on your own and to get something out of it.
And what I've seen is whenever there is some technology like this where there is less content out there and which is really transforming or really revolutionizing, that's an edge that people are getting. They don't understand this. I learned Salesforce when there was no Trailhead, so it paid me off. It paid me off like anything. So it's a good thing that you are getting some technology which might be a great thing in the future, and you are amongst the first people trying to explore and learn out of it from anywhere and everywhere that you
I
are
feel
getting.
good about it.
And one should, because you always have an edge over it, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're sitting here. What maximum salary expected? Yeah, I don't have any idea about it. I think it's typically the same what a Salesforce experienced person would get, and that completely depends on to how much that company wants, how many or how. I think it's not going to be as high.
It's like
It's completely
very
subjective. It's
subjective,
absolutely subjective. And
you can't even like.
and there are no specific requirements, by the way, as of now for Velocity developers.
There are.
Very few, but compared to what of Salesforce developer are there.
If we'll compare it with Salesforce developer,
And
it's
the
a huge I mean,
but the pay scale is same, relatively same. And in fact, I think what I personally think is, if it is point and click tools, it is not going to be higher.
No, but see, it's not only it's point and click. With point and click, you can build like a great.
You can build
process.
amazing things, but you do not need amazing coders.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, for example, if you're that giant, right, that big giant in the industry, definitely only point and click will not help you. You will have to go for some customization for for something different in your business, right? For that, you will need someone who can code plus who can do point and click of Velocity. That's the best combination.
That's the best combination, and for that, I think that's you need to hire Salesforce developers in order to do this, because Velocity is nothing but a tool or a suite or whatever built on top of Salesforce platform. So a person who has an experience into Salesforce already and specializes into Velocity is going to be the best fit, and might get paid more. But someone who only learns Velocity
might get paid lesser
than a Salesforce developer, because they'll not be able to.
See, Shrey, it's all about the requirement. For example, I am from a telecommunication industry. Yeah, I need someone to manage my products.
But the number of requirements for that would be definitely less.
I totally agree with the number of requirements. But imagine, I am from a telecommunication industry. I want someone who can manage my entire product catalog. I literally need a someone to manage this entire product thing.
But the
for
cost
me.
of replacement is going to be less. You get paid higher when the cost of replacement is higher.
Yeah.
So it's always like that in
I agree.
businesses.
Yeah.
So the cost of replacement for someone who's just doing things with a point and click way is going to be comparatively less than the
Lesser,
people who are doing it with code.
I agree.
That's
but
how I take it.
gradually, like, I mean, we use code in Velocity as well, right? Because somewhere or the other.
So that's a
you need to
Salesforce
use
developer
Apex.
already.
Yeah, but you need to learn Velocity as well, no? It's not like that.
So someone who is a
because-
Salesforce developer as well as a Velocity is a specialized skill. That's the
was
best combination.
Case. That's the best case.
Gonna paid higher.
Obviously.
And but someone who's not a Salesforce developer but
Only knows Velocity.
knows Velocity is going to be a little less.
Obviously. Because let's say you need Apex code somewhere.
Then you're stuck. You're dependent.
There is something which is not possible through point and click now. You're stuck. Now you need to write Apex code. Now what will you do? You need a Salesforce developer in that situation. So obviously you'll get paid lesser only if you're a Velocity developer.
Only if you're, that's what it is. And it's
So
a
you
highly
need to-
debatable topic.
You need to learn Salesforce as well. I would suggest personally.
I mean, and I think that's how it should start. Any specialization that you're doing into any of the clouds or anything, first you need to learn the core platform so that you'll be able to connect and do things irrespective of any boundaries that are there. Whether it be Velocity, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, or anything. People say that, okay, I only want to learn Service Cloud or only Sales Cloud.
I
No,
would
it doesn't
not suggest
happen.
personally.
First learn the platform and then do it.
I mean, they do it. But yeah, I've seen people.
Alright.
They're learning only Velocity. They're working purely on Velocity.
It's not going to turn out well.
Exactly. And I've seen it. So I would not personally suggest that you only go and learn Velocity. You learn Salesforce first. Just have the basic understanding of how the data model works, how you do the basic customization. Some of the Apex code you should be comfortable with and aware of. And then on top of that, you learn Velocity. So then you're the best fit and you'll get paid higher.
Of course. And by the way, I think the one who has got a business experience into that particular industry and has got a lot of knowledge in that particular industry, like let's say someone who is coming from an insurance background, that person is a non-coder and doesn't know much about coding and everything, but wants to become a Velocity developer and go back into the same industry as a technical person for that industry using Velocity. That can be paid higher because they already have the functional. Yeah, you're working as a consultant now. You're a consultant now.
You're not a developer anymore.
You're not a developer
consultant.
anymore. Of course.
And people are looking. I mean,
People want businesses want people who can understand their business first and then do things later on because they'll be able to take better
decisions.
decisions.
If you understood the business now, 70%
Job is already done.
70% of the work is already
done.
30% is the implementation.
Implementation part. So yeah, that's what it is. All right. Sir, please do these type of webinars for us. We got a good knowledge. Thanks. We'll try to do that. Low code, no code, the future of Salesforce. Salesforce is definitely going towards it. If in fact every business wants this. If person who knows both Salesforce platform Velocity, so how you rate him? Good.
Very good.
Very
I would
good.
say.
Undoubtedly. Wish the session to never end. Thanks. I mean, we'll have to go back home. You can see my eyes, it's red. Super keen for the upcoming webinars as well. Thanks, man. Can we do everything with Velocity, which we can do with Apex?
I would not say everything.
Everything can't be done, but most of
them is done. Can be done.
Sir, please tell me something about SF Marketing Consultant. I think we'll do another session onto Marketing Cloud, which is very much required, and we should do. So we'll talk about it over there. Hi Shrey, good evening. Is it good if I move from mainframe to Velocity now? What are you waiting for? I mean, you're working on mainframe. When are you going to move, man? Krishna, you go move as soon as possible. I mean, mainframe is not a good thing to work on as of now. At least now we are in Velocity project. And how's the future of Velocity developer? Good.
It's good, I would say.
It's good.
Very good. Because there are very few people into this vertical at the moment. If you're
going to get the edge of the early bird.
Definitely.
That's what it is.
That is true. That is true.
And also one more thing. Even the clients, even the businesses are not even aware that there is something called as Velocity that exists. So as soon as they're going to be more, there's going to be more popularity about Velocity. The demand is definitely going to go on a rise, and that's exactly when you will
Get the advantage
of being the early riser.
Yeah.
May
The
I
upcoming
know?
webinar content.
I'm not sure. We'll decide it later. Can we use velocity in place of LWC? No.
Yes, I would say not every
Not
time,
everywhere.
Not
It's not a
everywhere.
replacement of LWC, but it's just a
Easier way of
building a better
an
UI.
better UI and with
I think it's
less
is it
code.
LWC?
That's what I told you. No, OmniScript is what it creates an LWC component in the back.
At the back. Well, yeah. So it's just NetBeans for Java.
But it's not like you can use it everywhere. Like every LWC is replaceable by OmniScript.
No. It's not that. It's not like that, and it's never going to be like that. I already moved from Java to Apex. Any input good for you? Go for it. Don't stop. Learn more. Learn LWC JavaScript as well. Going to be better for you. How can we run an integration procedure asynchronously? Kaushik. I think I'll transfer this question to her.
Yeah, so for integration procedure, I mean, see, asynchronous is what? That you are running multiple in parallel, right? So, I mean, what exactly is your requirement? You want to run multiple
But why do you want to
procedure?
do that?
That's
It's a
what I'm
guided
asking.
path.
That's what I'm asking. What is your requirement? You want to run multiple integration procedures simultaneously? Do it with multiple guided paths. I mean,
But
what exactly?
why do you even need to do like run the integration procedure on asynchronously? Shubham, difference between OmniScript and JavaScript. It's a huge difference, man, brother. What are you doing? JavaScript is a language which you can use.
OmniScript is a tool.
Is a tool. It's don't confuse with the names of script at the end. All right. Do we have any questions on LinkedIn as well? Are we live on LinkedIn? We are not even live on LinkedIn. All right. Okay, let's wrap this up now.
That's all. Yeah.
That's all. That's definitely all. We took a little bit more time than we should have, but it was really fun having you on the show.
Same here.
Say really?
Yeah, it
Having
was
me
fun.
on the show?
Now I'm not scared.
All
But
right.
I was nervous earlier. I'm very excited now, and I'm all like, no nervous, nothing. I'm all good. Yeah. And it was fun.
And here are some references which we also want to show for the content that we took, that we might have took, or from some of these websites. So please have a look at this, and after that there is the thank you slide, of course. So we
Mandatory?
it's a mandatory one.
Mandatory slide.
So thank you so much, all of you, for being with us and bearing us. I hope this information helped you, and this webinar helps you and makes you understand about the concepts related to velocity. Thank you so much, Neha. We really want to thank you for being onto the show and spending your time for preparing for it for a very long time.
Yeah, it was fun.
And presenting it right in front of us.
And it was amazing having this webinar with you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.